Hey y'all, I'm Liz Ewan and welcome to Preptober. In a previous video, I mentioned your health as one of the 5 categories that will help you conquer your NanoWrimo goals. As a refresher, those 5 categories are health, support system, writing, accountability, and fun. Health should be at the top of your priority list for November because you can't complete NanoWrimo without it. Oh, sure, you may be able to power through a cold or exhaustion, but what about your mental, spiritual, and physical well-being during all of that? Anytime I've ever tried to ignore my health just to get my other goals done, I've failed in some form or fashion. Learn from my mistakes. Don't go into NanoWrimo thinking that you need to power through and ignore your health. Take care of your health during November because it will help improve your chances of finishing NanoWrimo strong. Get your body moving. If you have writing as your career or your side hustle, then you're most likely sitting for most of the day. I know that when I find myself sitting for an entire day with no real movement, my body starts to feel restless and I can't focus on my writing. Studies have shown that moving your body can actually get your creative juices flowing. Every day in the morning, I have carved out time to work out. It varies by intensity from walking the dog to attending a HIIT workout class at my local gym. I do this because I know that if I do not do my workout first thing in the morning, it is not going to get done. It's not a lazy thing or a lack of willpower. I just know myself. Come 5 o'clock after a long workday and my NanoWrimo writing still needs to get done, the last thing on my priorities list is going to be a workout. I recommend writing down what works for you. Your exercise goal may be setting a timer every hour to get up and go for a 2-minute walk to stretch your legs. It could also be to go for a lunchtime jog just to break up your day. Point is, get your body moving so your creative juices can flow. Something else you may want to consider is fueling your body. I know a lot of people resort to ordering takeout during the month of November just to get through it, but takeout is not usually what's best for your health or for your wallet. I recommend planning out your meals for the month in advance and meal prepping. Both of these combined will help combat what is known as decision fatigue. Your decision making and focus should be on your writing during the month of November, not what you're putting in your mouth or how you're going to make sure your fridge is fully stocked. If you already do most of the cooking in your household, then you're already ahead of the game. You're in the position where you already know your grocery budget, you already know what you can make that is quick and easy, and you may already have a meal plan in place that is already ready to go. For those of you who are not used to planning out your meals, take it step by step. When I first started getting my meals together, I used to only make enough for maybe 1 or 2 servings at most. Now that I'm a seasoned cook in the kitchen, I try to make enough servings to feed myself for days on 1 meal alone. That doesn't mean I'm eating the same thing every single day, but when I make my meals, I'm looking at them not only as 1 meal, but also my dinner and my lunch for the next week. Put your planned meals in a calendar. I use my iCalendar on my MacBook so I know when exactly I'm going to be eating. I plan out what I'm eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in addition to any snacks that I'll be munching on during the day. Again, the goal here is to take ourselves away from opening the fridge door and just wondering, what am I going to be eating today? And moving that thinking power towards your writing. I want to make it perfectly clear. There is nothing wrong with ordering takeout during NanoWrimo. If you do plan on ordering takeout during the month, make sure that you map out that decision in your plan and make the decision of what you're ordering ahead of time to take away from that decision fatigue. If you've never meal prepped in your life before, do not worry. You can take your regularly cooked meals you do throughout the week already and instead cook them during the weekend. If you're worried about freshness, I recommend at least chopping up your potatoes and your vegetables and then putting them in the freezer until you're ready to use them. Since my weekends are usually packed with writing, I tend to do my cooking during my lunch break every single day. I use a lot of meal recipes from places like Green Chef and HelloFresh, so I know I'm getting a starch, vegetable, and protein at every meal. Once you've planned out all of your meals, you can take things a step further by getting your weekly grocery list together for the entire month of November now. Then designate someone in your household to go and pick up the ingredients on a weekly basis for you while you write. Those 2 hours you usually spend at the grocery store could go to writing your novel if you plan it out right. The key thing when fueling your body is this: keep it simple. Eat foods that will make you feel good during NanoWrimo. Plan everything out in advance. Your future self will thank you. Remember that sleep is your friend. When I first started doing NanoWrimo, I didn't have a plan. Every night I was up until 2 in the morning trying to get my daily word count in, and I burn out fast. I was groggy, my ideas weren't organized, and I found myself running into writer's block all the time because I just couldn't think. It's because I didn't make sleep a priority during the month of November. Our creative minds cannot function if we are only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep every night. Oh, there are the few people out there that can do that, but they are very rare. If you're one of those rare birds, skip this part and just jump ahead to the next. But if you're like me and need at least 7 hours of sleep on a regular basis to keep functioning, then keep on watching. Sleep is where dreams are made, literally. It's where our minds are set free and they can rest and gently process what has actually happened during the day. Our brains need sleep in order to operate properly. Have you ever gotten less sleep than you need and then have to rely on coffee just to get you through the day? Then by the time 3 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around, you find yourself in a slump. You drag yourself to the end of the day, look down at your to-do list, and realize you've only checked off maybe one item that didn't even really matter that much to you. Before November hits and we're in the throes of NanoWrimo, I recommend you write down your ideal sleep schedule. Maybe you want to go to bed by midnight every night after writing for hours because you're a night owl, and maybe you're most productive at night. Or maybe you're like me and you're a morning person. Then you might need to shift your sleep schedule a bit so you can wake up before the sun rises to get your writing done. Write down the time that you want to go to sleep at night and the time you want to wake up in the morning. Then look at how your sleep schedule is right now. Recently, I've been staying up later than I like to during NanoWrimo. Instead of going to bed around midnight, I need to get back to a sleep schedule where I'm in bed by 8 o'clock at night and then falling asleep by 9. Around now, when it's the middle of October, is when you should start adjusting your sleep schedule to meet your needs during NanoWrimo. If you've ever had to adjust your sleep schedule because of time changes when traveling, then you know the first time you are forced to make that adjustment can be the hardest. Suddenly forcing yourself to go to bed earlier when you're not tired after getting used to staying up late until all hours of the night can seriously mess up your energy levels. Which is why now, when it's the middle of October, it's the perfect time for you to adjust your sleep schedule. If you're a couple hours off like me, then adjust your sleep schedule week over week by 30 minutes to an hour. If you want to go to bed at 9 o'clock, but you're usually up at midnight, set a goal for yourself this week to go to bed by 11 every night. Then the next week, go to bed at 10 every night. By October 30th, you should be able to go to bed by 9 every single night and you'll be aligned with your goal. It's also important to start setting your alarm for when you want to wake up. Then actually wake up when you say you're going to wake up. Just like how you're adjusting your evening sleep routine by half an hour to an hour, you should adjust your morning sleep routine accordingly. Let's say you have your physical needs met through your daily form of movement, your meals, and your sleep schedule. How are your mental and spiritual goals looking? Maybe you need to meditate to get in tune with your spiritual well-being. Or maybe you have a therapist you see once a week for a mental health check-in. Is journaling more of your thing? Then do that. Just like your body needs some love, your mental and spiritual well-being needs some love too. Make a plan for how you're going to take care of yourself during NanoWrimo based on your specific needs. Be honest with yourself and make sure that you have exactly what you need. Remember to take care of yourself during NanoWrimo. With your physical, mental, and spiritual needs met, you'll find that your creativity will skyrocket. That's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye, y'all.